Hello, everybody. I would like to welcome you on this unique virtual tour dedicated to water technologies in Israel. The tour is organized by the Embassy of Israel in Poland in cooperation with the Israel Ministry of Tourism and Israel Trade Ministry. My name is Anna Zoharzak and I represent Israel Ministry of Tourism in Poland. And I'll be your guide on this virtual tour through Startup Nation's water technologies. The problem of water scarcity affects more and more countries nowadays. In Poland, snowless winters and frequent droughts primarily affect agriculture. Since 90% of Israel land is desert or semi-desert, its inhabitants had to face this challenge many years ago. Thanks to numerous of innovations, they managed to achieve the success. And today, no one is surprised by the sight of crops in the Israeli desert. So when the pandemic prevents you to travel to Israel, we invite you on this virtual tour to companies which offering unique solutions for agriculture. And along the way, you can admire the beautiful sights of the country of milk and honey. So let's go. Just a few basic climate-related facts before we start the actual journey. That Israel as a country is very small. It's smaller than the Mazovian voivodeship, but it's very diverse. It has a great variety of terrain and 4 climate zones, from the snow-capped Mount Hermon in the north through the Green Galilee and Negev Desert down to Eilat, the southern end of the country. It has 4 seas: the Med Sea, the Mediterranean, the Red and the Dead. We call it the Med, the Red and the Dead Sea, and the Sea of Galilee. And from the Sea of Galilee, we will start. The Sea of Galilee is actually a lake. It's the lowest freshwater lake on Earth and the second lowest lake in the world, just after the Dead Sea. This wonderful family-friendly lake is fed partly by the underground springs of Jordan River. Galilee is one of the most beautiful regions of Israel. It's situated in the north of the country and is characterized by its beautiful lush landscape with agriculture, amazing natural landforms, historic sites, and rural villages. Famous lake has actually more than 6 names. Many of them are mentioned both in the Torah and in the New Testament. So the Sea of Galilee is being called Kinneret, Sea of Kinneret, Lake of Gennesaret, Sea of Ginozar, Sea of Galilee, and Sea of Tiberia. So don't get confused, but you can hear all of them. The Sea of Galilee provides around 30% drinking water to the country. This is the biggest country freshwater reservoir. So it's also often seen as a barometer of the Israeli spirit. The ever-changing level of water is what keeps the nation on the tenterhooks, and especially through the winter months. Too little rainfall and nation starts to worry. The lake's water level is even reported on the much the same way as a stock exchange. So you can imagine how important for the Israelis it is. The fact that the Sea of Galilee is actually a freshwater lake surprises many. You won't be surprised knowing that it's also it's full of fish, but the fishing was banned since 2011 because of the fears of overfishing. It's about 28 kilometers long from north to the south and then 10 kilometers wide. The Sea of Galilee is not only Israel's main water source, but it has a huge religious significance and also a major touristic value, thanks to the beauty and of the surroundings. in the area of mountains and beaches and terrific wildlife. If you're a Christian and want to reconnect or just learn more about the Jewish roots of your faith, the Galilee experience is a must. And if you have time, you can just have a quick ride to Yardenit River, where the baptism site. And this site is often believed to be the site where Jesus was baptized. If you know your Bible, you will already know that the Sea of Galilee is hugely important place of Christian pilgrimage. According to biblical tradition, it was the area around the Kinneret where Jesus lived, preached, and performed the miracles, and there are plenty of religious sites you can visit. The Mount of Beatitudes, where Jesus delivered the Sermon on the Mount, is the obvious one, but there are many others, including the Church of Loaves and the Fishes that in Tabga, the Peter's house in Capernaum, and 2,000 years old fishing boat found in the Sea of Galilee and now housed in the Kibbutz Ginozar on the western coast. The Kinneret has also many religious, except from the religious side, there are many historical sites. There is Ubidia, Israel's most important site of prehistoric antiquity, and the oldest find of human culture in the Palestine area. And the first kibbutz in Israel, established in 1909, Kibbutz Degania. So combined with all the amazing history, Sea of Galilee is also a terrific site for a sunshine holiday. And Tiberia, the biggest city in Galilee, and the city just next to the lake, it's actually the hottest town in Israel, like temperature-wise speaking.
Rivulis is a micro-irrigation solutions provider, helping growers grow beyond their expectations season after season. Founded over 50 years ago, we are dedicated to making micro-irrigation accessible, cultivating sustainable partnerships, and developing field-trusted innovation. We are proud to be industry pioneers, helping growers grow beyond to higher yields, higher quality, and greater profitability, while safeguarding the sustainability of grower land and livelihood. With the industry's most comprehensive product portfolio and with our design-to-harvest services, Rivulis supports growers in implementing the right solution to meet their unique field and crop needs. We serve all crop applications, including greenhouses, orchards, row crops, vegetables, and vineyards. Post-installation, we provide hands-on training, in-field support, and recycling of drip lines and seasonal tapes via our Full Circle Sustainability Program. We offer all thin-wall drip line technologies, from integrated to inserted molded emitters, including the industry bestsellers, the Rivulis T-Tape and the EuroDrip Compact. We also have the widest range of pressure-compensated products, including the trusted D5000 PC and the SuperTIF PC PCND, the best-selling online dripper. With 2,000 employees, Rivulis operates 16 factories, 3 R&D centers, and 5 design centers globally. Being global and close to the market is of great importance. We are committed to operational excellence, providing our 3,300 business partners, our wholesale, retail, and dealer network with high availability, on-time delivery, and logistical flexibility. With 3 R&D centers, we are committed to providing growers with field-trusted innovation. Recent innovations include the Rivulis Expel, the world's first insect repellent drip tape, T-Tape Veggie, a single-season tape designed for easy retrieval and installation, H6000, a new standard in PE lay flat with pre-installed outlets to increase durability and ease of installation, Mana Irrigation Intelligence, our sensor-free, irrigation-focused precision agriculture offering. Mana provides growers with real-time irrigation recommendations. Finally, we are proud of our culture of honesty and fairness, and our reputation as a partner committed to mutually beneficial and built-to-last relationships with our business partners and growers. As a result, our partners are able to serve growers season after season with best-in-class irrigation solutions.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Arjan Jankrecht. I'm working with Rivulis for many years already. It's a pleasure for me to introduce you our company and the service we are offering today. I have a small presentation out here on top of the video we just have seen now. As outlined in the video, we are a global company which is based actually on a couple of companies which have arisen after the merger with Eurodrip. But our main company is today still our headquarters being at Kibbutz Kevat in northern Israel, and together with some other companies which are acquired, for example, from United States. We have a very big portfolio of products, and we are active, you can say more or less, all over the world. A very strong thing is that we have a partnership with a lot of our dealers and distributors around the globe to make sure that we can serve local markets and private companies, farmers all over the world in the right way. As you can see, our company is really spread all over the world, either with factories, either with design centers or distribution centers, and also R&D centers in different places to make sure that we can fit our products exactly to the specific needs. As said, we are really trying from a difficult start in the sometimes harsh environment in the desert of Israel. We are able to make irrigation, real drip irrigation, available in all places in the world. And we do that through our partnership. Partnerships are essential for us to have a strong local presence. And still today, our research centers at different places, but still the Kibbutz Kevat, as being in the center in northern Israel, is providing us innovative products for all the different parts of the irrigation industry, as we will see later in this presentation. So what we do today is we provide products for greenhouses, for open fields, for orchards, for vegetables, for low input farming systems, but also for very high input farming systems like greenhouses, but also, as mentioned earlier, you can see the satellite on top of this picture, which is today providing us with latest technology information systems to support growers in always the returning question, how much I need to apply at which moment. So we're really trying to integrate into management decision systems just in order to make sure that the irrigation systems are performing to the maximum. So for that, we have a very extended range of products. And essentially, you can say that we start after the water source and we end up in the active root zone of any kind of plant. So as said, we have an extended range, and that is divided in what we call PC and non-PC products, meaning that products which are auto-regulating, meaning that every single dripping point is providing exactly the same quantity of water everywhere in the field, either by being an online dripper or an inline dripper, meaning a product integrated into the drip line, or an external assembled dripper to fit very specific needs. And then in different kind of dripper configurations, different kind of diameters, wall thicknesses of products. That means we have a very extended portfolio of products. As said, thin wall drip lines, non-PC, we have the largest range in the industry, with either being what we call tape products of emitter products. And especially the tape products are suitable very well today, for example, with a very efficient recycling procedure of the product. Medium to heavy wall drip lines, meaning the very strong products with a very long lifetime, either above ground or underground. Above ground, you have to think about orchards, but also underground is getting more and more accepted in the market and integrated in latest technology. And when you think about underground drip irrigation, that provides a very efficient way of applying water, simply because we bring the water where it is really needed, inside centrally of the root zone. And again, that can be trees and orchards, but also products like corn, cotton, vegetables, all these kinds of products. When you put the drip line underground, operational costs actually go down, and it provides a very advanced way of applying water and nutrients to crops. Pressure compensated products, pressure compensated means a very well and accurately controlled application of water on every single drip point. And again, we have a very extended line. A very extended line because we're manufacturing it already for a very long time, but also to adapt for the specific markets and the specific application types needed by the different farmers and crops. Online drippers are drippers which can be assembled on polyethylene lines available in the different markets. Those products are also used in orchard, but also very much the preferred product in greenhouse systems, because they can apply, again, very accurately water and nutrients, especially in the hydroponic industry. This is the preferred product, and we are very close to market leader in this segment. Also sprayers and sprinklers, micro sprinklers, but on the top left hand side you see, for example, misters and foggers to do like climate control, especially in greenhouses, in protected cultivation systems. This is a fantastic way to optimize the growing system and climate of your plants. First of all, to boost production, but also to control the way you produce. That means to minimize, for example, pesticide input, and to minimize insect and fungi attack. Again, these products are specially dedicated to these advanced growing systems. Filters and other related products. All these sprinklers and drip systems need the right quality of water. With filtration systems, we can make sure it happens. And again, also today, the related components are very important, from simple valves and polyethylene lines, but also connectors, very advanced and innovative valves, but also fertigation machines and controllers to have a remote, computer-controlled application of water, nutrients, and climate. This is all integrated to our complete service, which we provide to growers. As you can see here in the schedule, it starts with the designing and the planning, support to finance, especially to our distribution channel. We provide different kinds of financial supports. We do project management. So all along at the end to the field. Design and planning are getting more and more important, and especially in the larger products, our design service is really adding value and providing quality of systems. And in a glance, you can say that we are really trying to develop a complete approach of the system, a complete solution for the entire system, because at the end, we are all serving in the way that the farmer gets the best production, the best produce in the most reliable way on his farm. So thank you for attending my presentation, and a good continuation of this webinar with the other presentations.
Haifa looks really peaceful, a really young, dynamic city at the same time. You can find something really interesting for you, and the view is just spectacular.
When I went to the Baha'i Gardens, I immediately felt relaxed and at peace, and I just had to take a moment and soak it all in, the beauty and the view of Haifa.
The religious feeling about Baha'i Gardens, for me, it was very new. The energy coming from the whole place, I cannot describe it, it was magical.
Joman Koreni, it's the most amazing place in Haifa. It's the most peaceful place in Israel, and I suggest you visit it.
It reminds me of Europe. Bars, restaurants. It feels really young and it has its very own spirit. I would definitely recommend my friends to come here. It's a wonderful getaway.
Water management remains one of the great challenges for growers around the world. Population growth, climate changes, and ecological damage require increasing improvements and further precision in irrigation practices. Established in 2013, Saturas is an ag-tech company that has developed a unique, miniature, tree-embedded sensor which automatically measures stem water potential. Stem water potential is scientifically recognized as the most reliable measurement of water stress and an important practical tool for irrigation management. Our unique plant-based sensor, placed in direct contact with the vascular tissue of the plant, has been proven to be a superior indicator for irrigation scheduling compared to soil moisture or other environmental measures. Saturas solution provides growers with daily data to optimize the use of scarce water and improve yields while reducing water and energy costs. Saturas solution is applicable to most fruit and nut crops. Saturas technology has won awards and grants from both the Israeli Innovation Authority as well as the European Commission. validating the company's innovative and pioneering precision irrigation solution. The company is led by a team of industry veterans with years of collective experience in a wide range of agricultural sciences and engineering. Our offices, located in Israel and California, are not just home to skilled and motivated people. They are also equipped with cutting-edge labs, enabling high-quality R&D and rigorous QA. With the most advanced technology, we empower growers around the world to optimize water management and to improve yields. At Saturas, we are listening to the trees.
Okay, hi everyone, can you hear me? Does anyone let me know you can hear me?
Yes, voice and presentation, please go
Great,
ahead.
thank you. Okay, so thank you everyone, and thank you for inviting us to present in this important event. As said in the short video clip, we at Saturas developed a very unique system for plant water status monitoring, and the need for that I guess it is clear for most of the people listening now.
Avi, can you please have a quick
In the short
mic?
future, agriculture will have to feed a lot more people, but resources are not getting bigger, and so in order to feed more people and cutting edge technologies and to minimize the use of resources. Okay, so I was just saying that when it comes to irrigation, it's pretty clear that if we irrigate more, then we get more yield, but this is true only to a certain level, because from this level onward, we are just wasting water. And if we irrigate more, we are harming our trees and wasting money on water and fertilizer loss.
Good day, my name is Boaz Wachtel. I'm the co-founder with Dr. Sharon Dvir of a company called Roots Sustainable Agricultural Technologies. The website is rootsat.com. we specialize in root zone heating and cooling, meaning we are able to maintain an optimum root zone temperature throughout the year. Here you can see we monitor a number of projects where we can see the temperature at the root zone level at different locations in Israel and in other parts of the world. Now we will go to the presentation, and as you can see, this is the logo of the company, and what we try to do is to address two issues in agriculture. One is the food shortage, and the second one is the providing water for irrigation. So here on the right hand side you can see ground source heat exchange that we insert in the soil at 10 meters, and we do optimize the root zone temperature with very little energy, just with the circulation pump, and that's one configuration. The second configuration is with the heat pumps. Here, אתה יכול להתקרב לפעמים לאמצע, כן? You can see that the temperature of the roots is very critical. Once you exit the temperature range, the plant suffers. Now you can see that the RZT pipe, the root zone temperature, is in the soil above below the irrigation pipe, and we create increased yield, we shorten growing cycles, we offer substantial energy savings, and it's additional profitability for the farmers. This is an example of when we heat and cool the roots. As you can see, we maintain, when it's very hot, a range between 23 to 28 on average, or when it's very cold outside, we maintain a range between 11 and 20 degrees Celsius. So we have a number of case studies. Here you can see cucumbers that were planted the same time. These are heated roots, and these are controlled. So we have a 60% yield increase while heating and 25% while cooling. Here you can see basil. Excuse me. You have 66% more basil due to heating. Okay. We work also in cannabis, where we heat and cool the roots. You can see differences between cooling of the roots. On the right, these are cooled roots. On the left, it's control roots. So we do hydroponics as well. We increase yield by 100% on hydroponics. We shorten growing cycles by 20%. We have rapid return on investment. And so there are many benefits: increased yield, energy efficient, return on investment, quicker, and this is our monitoring and control system, where the farmers can see exactly what's happening at the root zone level, both on the mobile and this is the second technology that we have, is irrigation by condensation. We chill water, and we run cold water at night, and the condensation from the humidity is condensed, and we are able to sustain agriculture just from the humidity in the air. Okay, these are electric version or solar version, and this is our farm that we sustained 9 crops, including young trees, just with irrigation from humidity in the air. So that is, in short, Root Sustainable Agriculture Technologies. We would love to cooperate and find dealerships in Poland. And thank you very much for your interest, and we will be in touch soon. Thank you.
Hello Poland, welcome to WaterTech in Israel and welcome to Viridix. I am Tal Maor, the CEO of Viridix, and we are visiting here today in Kfar Ruth, Israel, where we are developing and manufacturing the Viridix system, a precision irrigation system that based on a very unique and revolutionary sensor. We call it the rootsense, which is actually an artificial root. It can imitate exactly the root activity in terms of water and sends all the data to the cloud, and there you can see all the data and analyze it in the mobile app or in the web. The Viridix system is manufacturing here in Israel, and from here we are sending them to all of our distributors around the world. Our distributors are experts in irrigation technologies, and they are taking care of all of our customers' needs. For any more information, you can contact me directly and we can meet later here in the event.
This is the rootsense by Viridix. It feels and thinks just like a root. Using the system's revolutionary approach, we know exactly what the root feels and exactly how much water it needs at any given moment. It feels, analyzes, and acts all by itself. What do you need to do? Simply connect to the cloud and start managing your field's irrigation from wherever you want. Viridix is an ecological system that understands the root of the issue. It is solar-powered, requires no maintenance, and optimizes your plot's irrigation according to the type of crop being grown. It's common knowledge today that optimized irrigation is the key to increasing your income. And thanks to Viridix, now it's actually possible. They say that agriculture is not a personal thing. Well, for us, everything's personal. Viridix feels, analyzes, and acts right to the root of it all.
And now we move to Tal Maor, the CEO of Viridix, for the presentation. Tal, the stage is yours.
Thank you. Can you hear me? Can you see the presentation?
Yes, all works perfectly. If there is sound, we still don't hear it. So
No, there is no sound. I'm
okay.
listening.
Great.
So,
go ahead.
First of all, thank you for arranging this conference, and thanks for having me. As you saw it in the short movie before, Viridix is about precision irrigation. You saw the sensor. It's unique and patented basic of the system, but the system is much more and enable farmers and growers all around the world to grow and control their plants in the most efficient way. So I think that after all that been said before, we don't need to mention why it's important to save water and to save resources. But I think that farmers all around the world that use irrigation systems and fertilizers not much care about the usage of water than they care about the yield and the operation. So the farmer's the biggest goal that he has is to get more and better yield and to save in operation cost. And Viridix system based on the fact that in every field all around the world there is a lack of uniformity in the soil. So if we will take any kind of field, any type of crop, you will see differences between the soil characters from, it can be from point to point, 10 meters, even less, there are differences. And even when we are irrigating all the field with the same quantity of water, the results inside the soil are different. And that's why, and that's the reason why we have differences between each area in the field in terms of yield. quality and quantity. Our goal is to change the language when we are irrigating in terms of not speaking about quantity of water for a field, but water availability for each plant that we want. That's the only way to make the best optimization in irrigation. Just a small technical thing, the main parameter that we are measuring called water potential. For the guys here who are not familiar with this one, I just given a simple explanation. Water potential is the availability of water to the roots in the root zone. Doesn't matter what type of crop we are growing, the roots absorbing the water from the soil. It can be soil, it can be other substance, and they need to invest some kind of energy. And water potential basically is the energy, the amount of energy that the plants, the roots, need to invest in order to absorb the water from the soil. And why is that so important? Because there are a lot of parameters that affecting the water policy and the water protocol in the plant, outside in the air, in the plant itself, and in the soil. And what we really care is not how much we are irrigating, but how much water are available for the roots in a certain moment. And farmers all around the world are using these tools called tensiometers, which is a pole full with water with a clay in the bottom. For who from here that familiar with this tool knows that they have a lot of problems. Just to mention some of it, by the way, it's a tool that developed more than 100 years ago and still in use in the same way. So it's not really accurate, and it can work with limited soil types and limited depth. And the data is consumed in a very primitive way. Neither you have, you need to read it from the device itself, or if it's transmitted, you can see partial data. And I think the biggest problem with these tools is the maintenance. Farmers need to maintain and recalibrate and refill it with water every a couple of days, every couple of weeks, and that's the biggest problem when farmers are working for the technology instead the technology working for them. And that's where Viridix comes. At the base of the Viridix system is this sensor, we call it the rootance, as you saw in the movie before. It's actually an artificial root. It feels exactly like the roots and doesn't matter what type of crop you have, and it can measure the water potential for years without any maintenance, no calibration required. It can work for any soil type, any depth, and measure in a very accurate way. And as I said before, it can work with any type of crop and any type of soil and any irrigation system. And this is very important. On top of this, we've built a full system to precise the irrigation. We can add any other source of data that's relevant to the irrigation. It can be external sensors that we can plug into the system in a very easy way. It can be other sources of data like weather or any other kind of data that you have in different platforms. The system itself collects all the data, sends it to the cloud. The system also required no maintenance. It's solar powered, and you don't need to maintain it at all for years. And after we collect all the data, we analyze the data in a very sophisticated but simple way. So we can basically gather all the data that's relevant to the irrigation, and at the end of the process, operate the current system that the farmers have. We don't create any additional hardware in the field, so we can connect to the irrigation controller and operate all the irrigation systems based on the data and the analytical process that we are doing. At this point, it's important to understand we are not giving any recommendation about how to irrigate or how to grow specific crops. We are gathering the data, we are enabling and giving the farmer or the agronomist the easiest way to create his own algorithm. So he knows, the farmer knows better how to irrigate, but we are enabling him to irrigate every part of the field in the most efficient way, in the way that he knows. All the data is managed from the mobile app that we have, which is very, very simple. Every user can define his own dashboard. If it's an operation guide that's walking in the field, it's going to be a very intuitive and simple dashboard to see an overview. If you want to drill down and to program the system, you can drill down and see everything. Everyone can define his relevant alerts. So you can have a real-time alerts for every problem that you have in the field, or you can have a weekly or monthly report to see where the problems are. The same goes with the web application, which is very advanced. And we are working all around the world with local distributors. So right now we are mostly in Europe and Latin America. We are working with our distributors to provide the best service for the local farmers in each country. So the distributors are getting from us all the support and all the communication materials and all the everything that they need in order to not just to sell the systems, but to support and instruct their customers in the most efficient way. Thank you for now.
Thank you so much, Tal. If you are interested in hearing more about the companies and would like to be connected to them after this webinar, please mention them right now.
So now I believe we're moving to the Q&A session.
Yes, and before that, we have another fun poll on what you remember about Tel Aviv.
I can see a question from Mr. Vaver, although he needs to leave right now. It's a question to Rivulis, I believe. Ariane, if you can, about DSS on irrigation support. Product is based on AI. This is a major improvement as the system is more adaptive on change testing a product. I guess there's no question here. Only Ariane will connect you later with Mr. Rafał Wawer. Saturas, do your sensors require any technical knowledge or to be installed correctly and precisely receive data?
I see that Avi is not with us right now. He got disconnected. Okay, so we will have to connect him, but Moti, maybe you can take the question.
Please repeat on the question.
If the Saturas answers, yeah, go ahead, Monica.
Yeah, is there any special technical knowledge needed to install the sensor, or is it, available for anybody, like user-friendly?
It's a very, very user-friendly. Usually what they're doing, especially in the area of COVID, they just send it overseas, and it's very easy to implement. Just need to see a short video presentation, and that's all.
And we will have to connect to the company's representative for detailed explanation about that. Meanwhile, we'll still take questions, but now for another poll about Tel Aviv.
All right, then Tal, from Viridix, we have a question to you. Is your solution available also for orchards and crops, or is there any specific use that it's best applied to?
Well, the system can work, as I said before, with every irrigation system in any crop. Naturally, because the biggest challenges today are for orchards and permanent crops, this is our main focus. So we are working with crops like potatoes and other vegetables, but orchards and trees are mainly our main focus. And that's definitely most of our customers are for orchards.
Okay, thank you very much. And now to Aryan, Rivulis. As there are so many drip irrigation solutions, what's the advantage of Rivulis over other solutions available?
Okay. The advantage of Rivulis is that we have a very extended network and a complete package of service. That means that we can give you technical support, we can give you agronomic support, and we work to an extended line of distributors and dealers. For example, in Poland, we have, I think, about 25 dealers, and we have 4 distributors, or even 5 today. Meaning that we can provide you service locally, not too far away, to make sure that your system is working. All those distributors are purchasing from our factory directly, so they have access to a large portfolio of our products.
Okay, thank you very much. Still, we are open to questions, so if any of you, ladies and gentlemen, have any questions, then now it's the time.
So, in Tel Aviv metropolitan area, we have 3,854,000 people living. As for rainy days in Jerusalem, there are 62 rainy days in a year. And the temperature in Tel Aviv, or the average high temperature in Tel Aviv, would be 29.4. Very hot in Tel Aviv nowadays. And if we have more questions, then we can take them now. I think we have some questions from the crowd. So if we can repeat the questions that were addressed to Roots right now, then Boaz can answer.
Okay.
Addressed to Roots. Question is your solution also in the strong winter and climates where there's a big amplitude of temperature?
Can you repeat the question? You asked about the heating and cooling of the roots under winter conditions. That's the question?
Yes, exactly. And what's the let's say lowest temperature where your solution can be used?
We worked in very low temperatures, sometimes -2 Celsius. So we do not recommend using it when it's very below 0 or -2, as you need in this situation some heating for the canopy. But when you incorporate our root zone heating, you can actually reduce air heating and save energy on air heating. Let's say instead of heating in the winter to 20 degrees, you can now heat the canopy, let's say, to 17 degrees, and by heating the roots you can save on the air heating, which is also very expensive to operate. Did I answer the question?
Yes, I believe you did.
Okay.
Boss, if you want to say something about the solution, as you were not with us earlier, then I believe now it's the time to do it as well.
Can you repeat it? Sorry, I can't hear you very well.
If you want to add something on top to your solution, then it's
okay. Okay, thank you very much. So we have a technology that we can heat and cool the roots in greenhouses. We usually work in greenhouses where there's high-end crops. Many greenhouse farmers spend a lot of money on air heating or bench heating. We can work in any substrate, yes, in pots that are, let's say, 4 liters and above. We insert a probe which looks like a T shape. It has a T shape, and we run water through this T shape. It goes down into the pot, and then it goes to the next pot. We use heat pumps. Heat pumps are very efficient heating and cooling of water technology. And because the stabilization of root temperature is critical for yield, greater yield, we get greater yield, we get energy saving, we shorten growing cycles, we sometimes, you can plant earlier, and there's disease load reduction. So these are the main benefits when you stabilize and you optimize the root zone temperature throughout the year. Now, this is one system that also can cool the roots. Usually in Northern Europe, especially in Poland, where I've been a number of times, a beautiful country, you do not spend too much money on cooling. But as the climate changes, you need to consider the effects of heating in greenhouses, which can get very hot. So we can cool the roots. So to such an extent that you probably only with ventilation and air and root cooling, you can actually save the crop from overheating in the summer. Because once you reach in the temperature of the roots above 27, then basically it shuts down, and it can cause a lot of damage when it goes above, let's say, 30 degrees on the roots. So it's one system where you can use it in the summer for root zone cooling and in the winter for root zone heating.
Okay, both, thank you very much. I guess we don't have any more questions. If any of you would like to ask companies anything, then just please approach us and we will connect you with the companies directly. We are at your service to all of Polish participants. You got my email, so you may also contact me directly. And thank you for your questions. And now back to you, Zohar.
Thank you very much. It was a great pleasure to be at this webinar and to be your virtual guide. We are apologizing for all the inconvenience which happened. And we hope to see you. Monica will do a follow-up, and you can always contact Embassy in any needs regarding the water technologies. And again, thank you, and see you in Israel.